with Wally to give a presentation on smart bike. And I would also request Bhaskar now to be ready for the presentation wireless car charge. Good morning, good afternoon, one and all. My name is Sucharita and he is Malik.
లేదు నాకు 2:30 3 గంటలే కదా.
Good afternoon, one and all. My name is Sucharita and he is my friend Malik. And our idea is smart bike. Uh, we all call our phone as smartphone, right? What we call it smart. We call our phones as smartphone because of their features, like fingerprint sensor, face lock, and Wi-Fi connectivity, hotspot connectivity. So likewise, we can call bike a smart bike by adding some features to it. So our idea is smart bike. Model that is fingerprint bike start model. Um, today's in today's world, technology trans, transformed our lives in different ways. So uh, traditional traditional bike locks can be lost or can be stolen by someone. So we are introducing fingerprint to it. So it can be more secure. So these are the components we used. Arduino. Arduino is a microcontroller and fingerprint sensor. It is used it is used to it is used to sense and store fingerprint data in it. Relay module. It is used to store fingerprint data in it, and it can sense within less than 0.3 seconds, and it has a capacity to store 1,000 fingerprints in it. And these are jumper wires which are used to connect. And this is our basic working model. As we can see, the box went, and there is a fingerprint sensor. Initially, we dump basic registration program to Arduino, and when we finger. When we get finger on sensor, it sends it converts into image and store it in Arduino, and and we need to dump verification program. So when we place finger on the sensor, it converts into image and it compares with it the image already there in registration link. So if these two are matched, then the bike will be start, or else it won't start.
We have the project upgradation like adding more features to the fingerprint bike that like keyless access, unlock by password and electromagnetic handling lock, and spot registration of fingerprint. And we can see the keyless access which allows the drivers to make the unlock and lock the vehicles very fastly. Thus, the user can carry the wireless card in his pocket. When he goes near to the vehicle, it automatically unlocks. When he came somewhat distance to the bike, it automatically locks the vehicle. And after he goes near to the vehicle, it automatically unlocks, but it not starts the engine. We have to place our finger on the fingerprint sensor, then only it will be start. And we can also unlock it by using automatic handle lock. It can also be automatic electromagnet which holds the handle shaft tightly enough to not rotate and it will be locked automatically. Start make it and in this password like
So thank you so much. What is the retrofitting required? Because you have to intervene into the existing model, right? Are you proposing something to the component owner or to the bike manufacturer, or you are going to kind of create something which can be fit into the bike?
it's not about it to it's about a new idea to give the manufacturer, new manufacturer.
So you want to suggest to the existing bike manufacturer,
Yes, sir.
or you want to build a new bike altogether?
We can buy make a kit and we will supply to the manufacturer when new bikes will be competitive. And
Yeah. Did you study that part? Because why I'm saying this because we had a similar experience. In 2017, we started a company in the similar line. Basically, the moment you cross certain kilometers, bike would be actually kind of send a message to the parents. That was the feature we added and submitted. So we went to Bajaj, we went to TVS, and so many manufacturers. None of them rejected. All of them rejected. Right? Why? Because they don't want any external component to be retrofitted inside because it would go through a large cycle, it seems. So you need to study that aspect, or either you have to launch your own vehicle, or you have to kind of convince the existing manufacturer. So you have to study that part as part of the next process, right?
it is more compatible with electric vehicles, sir, not
No, no, understand. Even to the Ola or to the existing electric vehicles, see, in order to buy your component, it has to go through a multiple checks from their end. The cycle would be more than 5 years, 6 years, it seems. So that part you need to study, or you have to plan your end-to-end vehicle, right? And you need to understand the market dynamics part. It is not just product alone. So we are only suggesting what to do next.
Yeah, that's what I compared with what maybe you can add it as an accessory component in your bike because most of the manufacturers they will not pitch for the idea that you have to go as an accessory. Have you tested this on any bike?
yes, ma'am. We have tested on more than 4 bikes. Fingerprint, only fingerprint sensor we have tested till now.
Okay, on
And
every bike.
and we not IC fingerprint.
Okay,
And we have got selected it for open house exhibition in NST and DRDO, and we got a prize first prize in Andhra University. That festival conducted by the C department. Raghu Engineering College.
Okay, good luck.
Thanks.
Moving forward to the next presentation, I would like to call upon Bhaskar Rao to present a presentation on wireless car charging.
They look fancy, but it is not appealing, right? So you need to change that. Not too bad. I think I'm talking about the rest of the other thing. Okay. Yeah, thank you.
Good afternoon, one and all. Myself Kusmanji and we are from Alex College, fourth year, City. And today we are going to present our idea about wireless car charging. So, uh, the wireless car charging is about, so the wireless energy transfer it came technology. With that technology, the wireless energy is transmitted from the road infrastructure to the electrical vehicle while it is moving, so that we did not stop frequently to discharge the to charge the vehicle. So our main objective is to develop a system that of wireless power transfer for the drive electrical car, so that without stopping when it is discharged. And the main problem is that in future we are going through the electrical vehicles only. So that nowadays some of the electrical vehicles are there, and the problem is they are thinking that some of the electrical vehicles are taking more charge, like 4 to 5 hours, and some of the people concerned that about that while traveling, they don't know when it is going to discharge. And nowadays, some of the electrical all the electrical vehicles are travel about 100 miles like that only. So with this idea, while we traveling, the car will get charged. So, like how it is explained by my teammate Bhaskar.
As is that about the problems of the faced by the virus electric vehicles, uh, we came with a solution by the based on the principle electromagnetic induction. Uh, when two coils current carrying conductor placed in a magnetic field, uh, energy will be produced. So like that, there is a transmitter where the supply is given to the coil, and there is a receiver coil where the magnetic flux will be cut and energy will be produced in the receiver coil. And this energy will be utilized by the load. Here, the first picture we can see that the electrical power supply is given to the transmitter line, which is placed under the road. And this flux will be cut in there is a receiver coil in the bottom of the car. So that will be charged by the battery and replaced for the electric charge. And this is the basic model we prepared for the project. And
For this purpose, we use the DC source for battery, but we have to supply AC supply. We have to give AC supply to the transmitter point. So we place the transistor to convert the AC signals to the coil. And there is a charging stations. There is a charging station. We can while we are going to theaters or movies, any place, we are placing our cars, vehicles in certain place of parking. In that place, we can place the charging stations. It can be charged while parking. And this was already implemented in the Russia, wireless charging roads. But there are some limitations where place are there for this. So they are facing the so focusing on them. I will discuss the limitations later. And coming to the market details, in future there will be demand for the AV vehicles because of the analysis. By 2030, most of the up to 10 million vehicles will be produced in the by 2030. And due to this, charging stations will be demand will be increased. So building charging roads are very profitable. And the limitations I stated before, along with the receiving coil, parts and the people are facing the experience the magnetic field while moving the car. This is one of the limitation. And by increasing the speed of the car, the flux linkages will be varying. So voltage and fluctuations are occurring. Uh, we presented our project in next year, and in Andhra University, we awarded a first prize for this project in AC department.
Thank you so much. Are you going to be on the road infrastructure side, or are you going to be on the charging infrastructure side, or together, or with the car manufacturer? Where do you play? Where exactly your play is going to be?
Road infrastructure and charging.
Your business model is on the road side, or car side, or the electrical infrastructure side, supply
Both,
side.
both in car there should be a receiving coil.
Where exactly you are going to do research, or your product is going to be. You need to be focused first, right? Step one, this is where we will be successful. Step two, we'll also go to this place. Step three, I think together we will manage this. Likewise, right? What is your immediate priority? Because too many things at the same time would not lead to a business.
So this is basic, but I think both will have to work.
Understand?
But to start
Where
with,
you start?
where you
Where?
starting?
Charging roads.
Okay. So you are going to build road first.
Yes.
Okay. So how long it would take for you to do this research? What is your plan? Next plan? Not sure. No, ఏం చేద్దాం అనుకుంటున్నారు నెక్స్ట్?
పార్ట్స్ అదే కార్ పార్ట్స్ అనేది ఫ్లక్చుయేషన్స్ అక్కడ అవుతాయి కదా, దాని మీద ఫోకస్ చేయాలి.
Okay. Okay. So when you are going to deliver the first prototype, you have some plan or yet to decide?
Have you developed a prototype?
No,
You showed some picture.
yeah,
What
it's
is
a
that?
DC supply. We use a DC supply for it.
Can you show your prototype again?
There's a coil placed in the road, and
What
what
do you mean by coil placed on the road?
upper layer, there is a layer.
Yeah, that's what. Then the road, maybe some underground cables be placed on the road route.
No, no, we have to place it underground, ma'am. For the project, who are coming to see, we have to explain them now, ma'am. For the visibility of that, we place on the road, ma'am. Actually, we have to place in underground of the road, ma'am. We have transmitted
What's the
have to collect the tax for also differently, ma'am. While we are taking petrol, we are charging no, ma'am. For this way also, while we are entering this road, we have to pay the tax, ma'am.
see some of the roads in the city are underground cables. Okay, so that way by that cable like that. Okay, so existing cables are sufficient uh, for your vehicle, or should the municipality lay should the executive people lay separate cables for this
No,
special purpose?
No, ma'am.
no, ma'am.
Already using cables are efficient for this. Already you know the cables are using no, ma'am, underground cables for the electricity supply.
Okay, but then the depth of the cables from the road, at least there will be a depth of 4 to 4 feet, 3 feet depth there.
Yes, ma'am. But
So in what way will they be addressing your point?
we are placing the transmitter no, ma'am. Coil at between 1 meter, ma'am. 1 meter depth from the road level.
So that means again you have to lay separate cables for this, right?
You understand, no? So the depth of the problem, right?
Rather, what we suggest at this stage is don't go with the roadside. You create a small infrastructure at a moment itself. So that this is the small thing they take it, and as soon as vehicle comes on top of it, probably it gets energized or whatever, right? Because there is a company called Socket. Again, I'm mentoring that company. Last 4 5 years we've been there, exactly in the electric vehicle charging side. So last 4 years, the kind of problems which we are facing, just to charge electric vehicles itself is humongous. We are talking about the extraordinary things, right? So go little backward and start with the small thing. Can you do something at a moment itself, right? With a different cabling and try to experiment there. If it is successful, then you can go at a massive level.
Actually, I think it will suitable at now we are seeing the movies from the cars, no, sir.
Those are all fascinating things
Out of the
happening.
box thinking, they are out of the box thinking.
Be practical.
So, one question. You're trying to charge the moving car, which means the car is actually spending energy from the same battery, right? Is that what?
Yes, sir. Charging a moving car, like a,
So you're charging the battery that's being used at the same time.
yes, sir.
Okay. So you thought that is possible. Okay. Thank you.
Yeah, mirror nothing.
So you know the concept of resonance, right? You know the concept of resonance. So we will have the sending in coil, right? Can you find out the maximum frequency of the sending in coil? You can find it out. You can find it out, right? Experts will literature. Likewise, you design the receiving coil such that it will have the same resonance frequency, the maximum frequency level, right? So match the maximum frequency of both the coils. Then you can reduce the gap between the magnets. So you just first explore in that way, find out or fabricate the basic building block first, right? Identify the transfer capability of the coils. Then you name this is sending a coil and this is receiving. Depending upon the bus that is there in the vehicle, right? Just try in that direction.
For the next presentation on smart energy meter, I would like to call upon Dr. C.H.V.N. Raja and his team.
Yeah, good morning to one and all. Myself, Davudala. I came from Anil Deekonda Institute of Technology and Sciences from Tribly Department. my product name, smart energy meter using IIT. So the smart energy meter means the digital devices which can give the accuracy of the data which has consumed. So it can remove the human errors. So earlier there are many IoT smart meters like DC energy meters and the GSM prepaid energy meters. There is a one fault in that. The energy we have to note down every time. But in this energy meters, you don't need to have to note the energy. The data will be stored in a cloud. It's called as the blink cloud. The potential problems we have included that no mechanism to track the energy consumption for each electricity efficiency. Means uh, many appliances we are using in the home, like a lamp load or a fan, etc. Uh, for each appliances, you can note how much the energy is consuming. The secondary is the no mechanism to track the monthly electricity bill. At the end of this month, one man is coming and giving the electricity bill. You know it, you don't have to go for that. It will automatically generate the electricity bill. And the third one is no mechanism to track the abnormal behavior of each appliances. You can keep an alarm buzzer or to save your energy. If it get exceeds, will give an alert to you. There are many problems included in that. Basically, I have said the smart energy meter is a wireless energy monitoring system containing an energy with communication network topology to efficient the sending data for the matter to server or a coordinator by using the link application. So basically, I have said we are using the smart energy meter using the Internet of Things in the simple words. Is IoT is an platform, Bluetooth. IoT we have used an Blink application.
This is the sensor that we use. The main components we used are the ZMPT voltage sensor, which is fixed in the center, and the current sensor, which works on the parameters now. And the main component is the ESP32 Wi-Fi module. It's the heart of the system. And this is the coming to the thing, user run the code which we require, which will be connected to the Wi-Fi module, and different components we have. We display the voltage, current, power, and units which basically required in the energy meter. We all build this application, and we use the Blink application in this to display the testing. This is the practical model which I have done, and components you can see as well. We just made a basic to load application, and we are working on the next level. The cost which we take for this is around 1600 because of the basic components, which was less than the regular energy meter. We built a Blink application to display the required values, and we can see that the values like current, voltage, power, and also any required we can add the billing also. Thank you.
So there is a company called Andhra IoT. exactly doing same thing, right? They are doing something, right? So what I suggest is, so you are actually kind of taking them add more filters to a so that customer would come where you get money, right? Ultimately,
We can talk to the smart city personnel of the city because Vizag is going more towards smart city, and we are also that so many places we are incorporating this solar powered lights, etc. Okay, so many features are introduced. So maybe you can go and discuss or suggest your innovative ideas.
So, the public distributor like said, they can replace the.
that is a challenge. That is a challenge we face with two startups. You need to first talk to them and then build the model, right? Because there was another company again in Visakhapatnam area. We developed and we installed it on the road light system. Ultimately, what it does is at the evening 5 o'clock it will dim to some extent. Night 7 o'clock on it will actually increase the intensity. Morning 5 o'clock it will switch off or dim it. Again 6 o'clock it will switch off. Through that, we showed the numbers to the electricity board saying that this is the saving we are going to do. Still, they did not accept even today, after 2 years of the first rate. So you speak to them, convince them, and build a small prototype and show to them. That is how businessmen actually should get it, right? So you need to make money. The technology is absolutely agreed. Yeah, you are great, but paisa.
So we have three automation companies, home automation or industrial automation companies. Stop by and connect with them. You will see what their challenges are, and maybe you can build on what you have and what they
The smart people will be join as an intern, build the business backend, and start your own company.
Thank you.
Don't tell them this secret. Next. See, as soon as 2 minutes there, you just stop them. I'll give them an indication that
And make ready for
always
the
it
next
will go on.
make ready for the next statement.
Yeah, they should be queued up here itself. The next two members are going to put it here. 2 minutes presentation, 2 minutes question answer, sir. That's it. Always 28 and 7 o'clock. Already quarter to 3.
Now, I would like to call upon Nikhil and his team to give a presentation on uh, smart meter and building technology.
Vamsi, where is it here? I don't find it here.
Title change, okay. What was the old title? Internet connected meters. Internet connected. 19.
Last no, first week. The same thing as
So you got 2 minutes.
Next one,
Present.
wildlife production. Please be friend. Please come friend.
Don't talk about definitions and all that. Straight get into business and how do you make money. The discussion is all about that. General definitions.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Biritwik of Dr. Lankal Gulle College of Engineering. Here to explain our business idea. It is smart metering and billing technology. So, getting into our idea is basically using a mobile phone and generating bill for the user. So, what we does is here. So, basically, you have energy meters at your home, right? So, I will take a mobile phone and it has a the image captured by the energy meter captures the reading of the energy meter. This data is converted into a billing. I mean the bill. So this way, consumers can be knowing their billing amount and various things. So we are solving the basic problem here is the person who comes to the month every month generates a bill. So the middle person is eliminated here. And one more thing is tampering is also eliminated here as we are recording this image and storing it in a database so that no more tampering is done. So this is the solution. So what actually does is when I capture an image in the mobile phone, this image is sent into a code. So this code does the reading of the image, where this image is converted into text format, that is kilowatt hour, and bill is calculated. So you can see our model here. It's a code. We have designed a code. So this is a code which is used for capturing the image. So you can see when I run this code, when I run this code, it runs. You can see, and it opens the camera. So you can see it opens the camera and captures the image in front of it. So you can see there the number is 235. So it captures the image and this number 235. This image is sent into a server where you can see there's Python file where I have set it as a target. So the image is stored into the file. I'll show you it. So you can see after storing that image, the next code done here is the number which we have extracted is sent into the other code, the next code. This code does the main magic where the code converts the number which converted into bill. So based on tariff system, it converts this number into bill and gives us the output. So carry forward, my friend will give.
So when it comes to costing, the software and the user interface will be developed by us. So mostly it is free of cost. But the charging we will take some premium amount from the consumers and also distributors also. We are mainly planning to develop two kinds of apps. One which can be used by the consumers and the other can be used by the distributors. The consumers can know their bill, generate their bill and pay their bill, and if possible they can also set up auto payment. But when it comes to the distributors, they can also control the energy meter where if the bill is not paid on time, they can cut off the power to the house. And they can the internet access can be only given once a month so that the internet charges can be less. Our main target audience is for now mostly metropolitan cities, but we would also like to include this technology into existing energy meters, where the existing energy meters can be converted into a smart meter instead of investing heavily into a new smart meter. So we would like to the software is already being developed, and we would like to just integrate this software into existing meters. Thank you.
Have you seen in the news recently that we are going to have prepaid meters throughout the country in a couple of years?
Yes, sir. So actually, in prepaid meters, there's an issue also. So if the consumer is consuming, say, let us say around 295 or below, the prepaid meter is already set to 1000, so it might be reading a 1000. So in this situation, the user can directly take an image. So current, up to date now, the billing can be generated.
So what would, why would I use as a consumer? What use would I have for what you're designing right now? Because I'm paying for a particular amount of electricity and I know when I'm going to be done.
Yes, sir. So, in generally speaking, the bill generation is irregular. So, the person comes at fifth or fourth, depending on his time. But in this case, the user can generate and also know how many units he is consuming. So, based on that, he can also plan. And we are trying to upgrade in such a way that later on it collects data from the user. So, like four fans, three fans in a room. Based on that, how much is consumed in each room, it will be calculating and giving to the output to the user. So, we are eliminating a hardware device also.
Thank you. Still, I have this confusion.
Yes,
So, room wise, you are going to break up the number, and overall integrated wise, again, another number is.
So, actually, the main.
You are directly scanning
Scanning from
the main meter itself.
Yes, ma'am. Actually, we are using mobile, so we need to take a picture of the meter, and we just need to take the picture and click on calculate or based on the application, and it directly generates the bill.
No, that again depends on the image processing capability, right?
Yes, sir.
Suppose it is blur or something.
Yeah.
Again, it will give a wrong picture, wrong data, and all that. So why electricity board would rely on your application?
Actually,
That's
the
the
same
problem.
thing that TPDCL people right now they're doing the same thing. What way is your idea innovative?
Sir, actually, we are eliminating the what you call he comes with a device which detects pneumonia, and also the middle person is eliminated here. Directly users are working here. Like if we are paying some amount, this person would come and
There is a problem there. See, you can tamper the data. User would actually tamper the number, right, and take the image and send it the wrong data. Why would APTCL rely on your?
Right now, what's happening is that the electricity department, when they come to take the bill, they're going to type the bill manually. But they can be
giving this application to electricity board, it will make sense. You are giving to user end, it differs, right?
We would also the image the date also will also be captured, so there might not be any tampering in the.
You need to understand from the local dynamics and yeah, your presentation is good, your communication is good, all that is fine. But at the same time, you need to see from a realistic sense.
Yes, sir. We would also capture the date and time also, so that there would be no further tampering in the.
Yeah, not only date and time, I think there are some other nuances also you need to consider. Thank you.
Now I would like to call upon Y. Y. Ramesh Reddy to give a presentation on wildlife protection.
Good afternoon, everyone. We are students from Sanketika Vidya West Engineering College and we belong to Electrical and Electronics third year. We are here to discuss a very serious problem known as wildlife protection. Uh, why we chose this idea? Protection of wildlife from train accidents. As we have seen in the recent years, there have been a lot of accidents happening in the railway tracks during which only the wildlife animals are being affected. Accidental deaths. In the rural areas, there are a lot of people crossing the railway tracks at night where there are no lights, and they get hit accidentally by the railway tracks, which affected accidental deaths. Train collisions. As we all know, the recent incident that happened in Odisha, where three trains that collided together. Next, we have a prevention of suicide. We chose this so that all the suicides that are committed on the railway tracks can be prevented with our idea. Mortality rate of animals. Among the every amount of animals that die every year, like this is the data of the past 3 years. Like only 20% of the animals die due to poachers, like death by man and man-made mistakes. Next is death by road accidents. That's only 30%. But the maximum, that's 49% that comes from railway tracks and the railway accidents that happen every year. Wildlife extinction due to train accidents. As 49 percent of the animals die, most of them are elephants, mammals, and other animals. As you can see the graph of how it has been increasing rapidly over the years. Here, why we should protect wildlife. Like animal and life, they are an important part of our ecosystem. The healthy ecosystem helps us survive, and we have food. As the ecosystem gets affected over the years, even the poorest of us, like the food will be affected. The food chain gets affected, eventually affecting us. Wildlife, they provide us companionship, help with our mental health and other stuff. Going forward, my friend Chandrika will
We have natural solutions like we have some we have some natural precautions that are fencing the tracks. We have some little bit protection to the animals by fencing the rabbit around the railway tracks and by honeybee sound, which has some honeybee sound which fears the animals which is on the track. And we are placing that honeybee sound for each pole, then we can prevent naturally for the animal accidents. And we are here to think practically and real-time solution for these train accidents. And they are by the wireless sensors. And the sensors are we using our IR sensors, that is infrared sensor and PIR sensor and microcontroller and alarms and TC Java and forest office. These are this is my main logo and the system design. By using the system constructions, we may reduce. Why? Because IR sensor, which has LED light and which is indicates that the warning to the controller, and PIR sensor, which is detect the objects and other humans on the track, and the alarm, which fears that the humans or the animals which is on the track, and APR, that is annual reporting that where is the train and what is the situation, and RFID sensor is the main sensor which detects by alarm and gives some drum sounds to the animals or human beings which is on the track, and this all belongs and this is all connected to the PIC microcontroller. So we can join all this to control the animal actions and as well as human protection. And all this design is connected to forest office because major problem is coming under forest space and village spaces. So we are we both are connected that to the forest office. So we protect all the animals by this construction. This is IR sensor, PIR sensor, and the RFID transmitter. This is my designing tactical type, which indicates some human protection. And we are coming under designing process. It is a skeleton form, so we are unable to bring it. So this is the major form where we are placing the sensor. We are placing for each 10 meters in the track on the track, so we can reduce annual death rates of both animals and humans, and we can protect all them within the under the cost. So we can prefer this way, and the PIC microcontroller is the best way because it is small in size and a useful product. We think that is the best way to control it. And the cost, coming to the costing rate, all these sensors are coming under our natural for our protection, and the IR sensors and PIR sensors in our range also. Cost is in our range, so we can build it easily and apply to all the packs. And this savings is very useful because in recent days, lot of train collisions and train accidents are caused rapidly. So we want to protect them, and also we are humans also facing that problem. Why we are thinking that wildlife? Because wildlife has no way to say that they are in a problem. So I think wildlife has to protect it.
Yeah, thank you so much for the passionate presentation. Good job. Having said that, do you know how many kilometers of railway lines we have in India?
Sir, I want to place them in forest.
What is the length India right now? Because you are saying every 10 meters, a device has to be installed.
Sir, basically I want to place them in forest for ES.
That's true. That's true. You need to understand it from the ecology, the overall perspective, right? Placing there, maintaining it, the other poachers and other people would actually attack first the sensor, then uh, uh, kind of protection system. How do you make? How do you maintain the sensor? Because sensor wear out is the major problem today in the remote conditions, right? So you just need to do those calculations, and also who is your consumer? Is it Indian Railways is your consumer?
Indian Railways.
Yeah. So how do you make a product, and how do you convince the railway system, and how do you get the data for the entire bed? So those aspects you need to see. You need to see from an entrepreneur angle, right? So sensor is good, the product is good, but ultimately you should end up, you should not end up in some developing some product. You should go beyond that.
So how big, I mean, how big is this problem? Is it 49% of all animal deaths are by train accidents?
Because elephants in majorly forest accidents are heavy.
Yeah, but what, give me the number. Do you have an absolute number? What does 49% mean? 49% out of 3 or 49% of 3,000 or?
So in the previous year, there have been 328 deaths recorded about the animals. Like here, 3 years, 329 deaths were recorded. Out of which only 29 were by poachers. Rest were by major train accidents, and most of them are not even recorded. They're not even published in news. We have one over there, like presenting the tiger which was hit by a train.
So we don't quite know the magnitude of the problem because we don't have all the accidents recorded, right? So we don't know the magnitude of the problem. Of the numbers that we know, you're saying 389, 329 deaths in 3 years.
Only the recorded ones.
Only
Yeah.
the recorded ones. 49% of them are train accidents. Okay, is that a big enough problem for us to invest so much effort and time for an entire railway system to be adapting a
So
product?
this was the number of just the animals being affected. You have seen the recent incident of the Odisha case where there were around 200 people affected, like they were dead, and there were 1,000 people who were injured because of it. If we detected it beforehand, they could have been saved. It's not one major problem, right, sir? They are interlinked. We here only mentioned about the animals.
Yeah, really appreciate your empathy for wildlife protection. Have you developed any kind of prototype for this? And is that working?
Yes, ma'am, but in printed form, we have not enough time. We just, so we can't bring it.
Okay. Okay. You can enhance it. Simpler. Okay.
Thank you, ma'am. I would like to request Mr. C.H.V. and Raja to give a presentation on wave energy converter.
The next two points are solar thermal water pump and project 18. Please come forward.
Ready? Start. 2 minutes. Presentation.
Good afternoon to everyone. This is Chandrika from Anix, and let me allow to introduce my teammates, Mr. Raju and Satvik. Here we are with a new idea of renewable sources. As we all know, a famous quotation: the nation which leads in natural resources is the nation which leads the world." So, as we know, in past decades, petrol, oil, when we came up with the a name like petrol and oil, always began with some countries like Saudi Arabia. And with the limit of the renewable sources, all countries are now competing for the non-renewable sources. So, we know many non-renewable sources like sun, water, sunlight, water, thermal, and we came up with the idea of using wave. As water covers most of the our earth, we came up with the idea of wave energy converter, inverting a new wave energy technology. So my friends asked me to continue how this model, an example, and basic idea of the program.
About this wave energy converter, I'll give you a brief idea about this. So, this wave energy converter is placed in the waves, means it is placed on the surface of the water. So, when the waves of the water, which is placed, the device which uses the waves as a source, which takes the kinetic energy of the waves and converts into electrical energy. This takes the wave length, wave height, and which takes the potential energy which hits the device. So this device converts the internally into this mechanical energy into this electrical energy. This is placed mainly in rivers and also can be placed in the oceans. This wave energy converter can be designed in such a way that which it is placed on the surface of the water so that the device will be placed accordingly. It will not disturb the waves, which the flow of the waves. So these waves will be striking the striking the device, and the waves will flow through the device. So there are advantages also for this device. We can also use for desalination of the water, where contamination also we can get fresh water from seawater, and we can also use it as a generation of hydrogen, and we can create a floating hydrogen plant by using this device. And we can make this device very cheap and efficiently. This is very flexible and adaptable to the water conditions, and we can make this device from plastic, so the cost of manufacturing will be less. Thank you.
Yeah, your idea appears to be good, but then can you show us the model of your work? At least some skeletal model should be there. So,
Actually,
what do you mean by placing the converter on the waves? How far you can place the converter? Whether
place
it
this.
is river or ocean or on the
We
sea?
can place in majorly we can use where the waves are more, means more stable. We can say in ocean maybe, but in rivers, some rivers we have so very heavy flow of water, so more waves can be there.
At least can you name some of the main components when you say demand as some converter, wave energy converter? So what are the main components of your converter model? At least you be satisfied with that. At least you can say name the components.
Actually, we didn't include this in the PPT, but
the basic idea was that we'll use a spine type model now. So which will be in the middle of the water. So the device will be floating like a blanket on the water. If we use a cloth now, if it floats on the water, so the device also will float on the water like a cloth, which will not disturb the waves. So it will stay like that and uses
There are
the
solar floating plants here.
yes,
Have you seen in Muscle of
yes, ma'am.
maybe you can make use of those floating plants.
Ma'am, that is
Because
used in solar base. We are using as energy from the sun, but in this way we can
no, to
use the
support your converter, to provide a base for your converter, I'm just suggesting you.
convert. Ma'am, I think we cannot use because we need to use as cheap manufacturing. So we use plastic, so it cannot effort that much weight on it.
It says you have the solar, floating solar panels, you can use that as a base for your converter. Because if you don't have some proper base for building your work, okay, for expanding your work, so it becomes quite a costly affair.
This is also a model when water hits rotating model. When it rotates with the hitting of the water, it automatically generates. We can present a model if we give us a chance.
Yeah,
But we
converters can be beyond the solar floating
yes,
panels. They can be beyond.
but we made it to be less costly. We are not involving solar because black spots and extra are the main disadvantages of solar plates these days. So we want to avoid that.
Solar panels
are not using
below that, use that. Your converter model, you can take those as help and see. Else, how do you provide the anchorage for your converter? How can they stay on it? IT Chennai, I think some researchers are doing.
So wave energy is the big research going on. I think you should go to literature survey of wave energy. Which are the companies actually working on this area and you come back. Okay. Yeah, yeah. So you do your research work and come back.
Yes, sir. Sir, actually, company which is in UK is also using the spell company is also making a like prototype like this.
Yes, yes. There are so many are there. Wave energy based converters are already existing in the market. You need to study them and see what is that they are lacking and how you can actually make cost effective for Indian uh, cost layer because we are banking on that. Right? It's the largest cost country.
Meanwhile, you can start developing some prototype so that how you participate in other competitions. You can show.
Not just only idea. So
No, for 10 minutes, for 10 to 15 meters waves, this is the energy produced. Even if you show the calculation, right, it gives more promising. Understand? Right? Okay, thank you.
I would like to call upon Mr. C.H. and Raja to give a presentation on solar thermal water pump.
The next two presentations will be on IoT-enabled healthcare wearables and product ATM. Please come forward.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Lavanya and I am from Adix College, Degree Department. My topic is solar thermal water pump. What are solar thermal water pumps and how do they work? The first question. And the second is what are the benefits and challenges of using these solar thermal water pumps and what are some examples and applications of solar thermal water pumps? Um, um,
Initially, solar thermal water pumps are devices that use solar energy to pump water from wells and other resources. They consist of mainly four main components to work. Number one is solar panel, and second one is pump, and third one is controller and storage tank. The type and size of the pump depend on the water source and heat at the flow rate and the distance. This is the schematic diagram of how a solar panel collects the sunlight and stores the energy and transfers to the inverter, and it goes to solar pump and which pumps the water from the ground level, and it will goes to the storage tank. Challenges of using these solar thermal water pumps. They require a high initial investment for installation and also for equipment. They depend on the availability and intensity of the sunlight during the seasons, weather and location are the major criteria for these solar thermal water pumps. Benefits of using the solar thermal water pumps are they are eco-friendly, so there is no emission of any greenhouse gases and also noise pollution. They are cost effective. They have low maintenance and also its operational costs are low, and there is no fuel expenses also. Applications of solar thermal water pumps, especially in agriculture field, irrigation of crops is used used basing on these solar thermal water pumps. Aquaculture and livestock watering, drinking water supply and sanitation. For using water treatment and also purification, these solar thermal water pumps are used. Solar comparison between the solar thermal water pumps with other types of pumps. There are different criteria for comparison between these two pumps. Those are energy source, environmental impact, economic feasibility, technical performance. These are the different types of pumps we are using nowadays. Design and installation of solar thermal water pumps. This is the schematic diagram of how a solar thermal water pump works. Installing the system. It is the major criteria for choosing a solar thermal water pump. Site is a major criteria. It should be away from the forests and also from trees because it adds some shadows which may obstruct the solar panels to collect the solar energy and collects the energy. The solar array should be placed south in a location where maximum sunlight will be located. Some of the operation and maintenance tasks include cleaning and solar panels and the pump is a major criteria. It should be cleaned thoroughly, which may avoid corrosion and damaging, leakage, etc. Opportunities and challenges. High initial cost and lack of financial options may decrease the usage of the solar thermal water pumps, and also lack of awareness and training programs about these solar thermal water pumps. Many stakeholders are not showing some interest to buy these solar thermal water pumps. So I conclude that as solar thermal water pumps are eco-friendly and cost-effective solution to provide multiple benefits for various sectors and users. However, they also face some challenges they need to be addressed in location adoption. As the population growth is increasing day by day, the drinking water and other irrigation facilities also increases. So in that moment, we need this type of solar thermal water pumps. Thank you.
Thank you so much. First of all, I think you need to appreciate that you brought some concept. Having said that, you need to be very clear. Are you going to be on the solar side? Are you going to be a pump manufacturer? Are you going to be integrated? What is your unique selling proposition, USP? Because see today, solar is an energy source. Whether you connect to the regular energy or to the solar energy, pump will anyway bring water out, right? So what is uniqueness in your game?
By using solar, we got
Yeah,
to
that is already there. That is energy source. They are using it. Solar panels are there, energy is coming, they are connected to the grid, whether it is coming through regular traditional approach or through this, anyway energy is coming. Right? What is unique in your model? How do you make money?
but it is high in cost, sir, so I want to decrease it cost, initial cost.
Then it is separate discussion altogether. You are on the solar panel side, every day the prices are coming down, research is going up, efficiency is going up, right? The variability. In fact, there is another startup in Visakhapatnam. They are working on cleaning the solar panels. For that, they created a rotatory system. It actually automatically cleans. Every day morning, job is because they kept a 5-10 acres in elementary area. So there again the problem is a lot of dust is getting accumulated. Right? I think they are coming on top of it. Because of that, efficiency is coming down by 50%, 30%. So now the job is cleaning that and they got a patent for that. See the kind of innovations happening. So you need to figure out in this particular case for the this part, this is what is required, this is my USP and this is where I am entering in. Should be your proposal. Right? Otherwise it becomes a very generic. Two different isolated items and bringing together. Your USP should come out. You need to do that research.
The next presentation is on IoT-enabled healthcare variables by G.I.T.A.
Next two presentations will be qualitative and retroactive bias. Please come forward.
Good afternoon to everyone. So we are welcoming you to our project idea, Healthcare 2.0. So
Yeah, I think there is smart. Is it the power management in industries or what's your title? No, sir.
IoT enabled
Where it is?
our project idea name is IoT enabled healthcare wearables.
Clear actually. As IoT based power management in industries. Is that a different one? Yes.
34. No, because there are no numbers. English how
There are numbers, it's not here because it is alphabetic.
చూపించాను సార్ వచ్చి
Power management. Yes. What's your name? Presenter's name. Your name. Yeah, you can start.
Actually, PPT is missing, ma'am. We'll start
The next presentation is Project ATM by Navya and team.
Good afternoon, everyone. To the respected guests, I'm Shamla from Alex Neerkonda Institute of Technology and Engineering. I'm pursuing my B.Tech degree specialized in electrical and electronics. And representation, my representation was story with the banking, and it was actually started with the business of a goldsmith. So in the olden days, it was like the merchants used to do their work, so they used to earn a lot of money. So they don't have the safety with all that. So what they thought is, in their particular neighborhood, they used to select a honest person, a goldsmith. So they used to store all the money and gold over there with it. So he used to charge some money for safeguarding all their gold and jewelry. So after that, after the formative years, what happened is, for the evidence, they used to take a receipt for it. So which actually turned out as the check. And after that, it was like uh, and after that, it was turned out as a taking interest and loans for that. So now going into the deep into the topic, where we usually use the phones, right? What we actually do is we touch and we scroll the phones. So the input we give, which the phone takes it and gives the output back. For example, if you wanted to touch the game, I mean, we wanted to play a game, so we just scroll, we need to touch the screen. So the phone screens were the capacitive in nature. And coming to the laptops that we use, we press the laptop, we press the key, taking the taking the mouse aside. So we press the keys on the laptop, so which is resistive in nature. So after that, what was actually happening is, if we consider our pandemic 2020, we were all confined to our homes. So the fraud related to bank was increased so much. People, unknown people used to send links, text and calls. So they used to do the imposture frauds and all that, which means a person who pretend as some other person and do all the so as to cheat some other person, so as to gain the fraudulent to the fraudulent means. So over here, so as to avoid this and to eradicate this, we have come up with a sensor called biometric sensor. So about the biometric, my friend is going to explain. Thank you, Shamla. Thank you, Shamla. Good afternoon, everyone. So problems in current ATM networks are ATM card fraud, using of ATM card duplicators, and card sharing by family and friends and other persons, and inability to trace the wrong user. And ATM pins can be shared on phone or recorded using secret camera. To solve these problems, biometric ATMs are the better. With biometric ATMs are multi-factor authentication, online or offline authentication using smart card, cardless authentication, and biometrics is combination of card or bit. Why we use biometric ATM? It can provide strong authentication, can be used instead of a PIN, ideal for Indian rural masses, and it is more accurate. Applications of biometric ATM are banking and finance, and food coupons, stickers and canteen ATM, and membership verification ATM, and transaction check deposit ATM, and self-service ATM. And the rest of the parts will be continued by my teammates. So, by using the biometric sensor, we can avoid as much as the fraud happening in our society. So, actually, apart from the presentation, most of the guests were talked about design thinking. So, I'm glad that I've learned the design thinking, which involves the empathize, analyze, solve, and test. So, we actually come up with a problem around us, and we actually sit and come up with the ideas so as to realize the fact that everybody have problems, so they come up with their ideas and end up with a solution. So thank you so much.
So this seems such an intuitive thing. Why don't we have biometric ATMs at the moment? We have biometric phones, right? Why don't we have? Because I see a lot of people forgetting the PIN or they just don't know how to use an ATM. They are happy to share their PIN with strangers. So why don't we have biometric ATMs? Do you think into that?
సో బయోమెట్రిక్ ఫోన్స్ ఉన్నప్పటికీ మనం ఏటీఎంస్కి వెళ్ళి క్యాష్ విత్డ్రా చేస్తున్నాం కదా సార్, అదే ఇంకొంచెం ఇంప్లిమెంట్ చేద్దామంటే
So why it is not
అదే
there?
అంటే అంత ఈజీగా మనకి బయోమెట్రిక్ సిస్టమ్స్ ఆర్ నాట్ న్యూ ఎనీమోర్ కదా. ఎవరి దగ్గర ఉన్న బయోమెట్రిక్ సిస్టమ్స్. ATMs are really important pieces of equipment. We get a lot of cash out of them. అది సెక్యూర్గా ఉండాలి. ఎవరికి ఎలిజిబుల్ అయితే వాళ్ళకే ఆ క్యాష్ ఇవ్వాలి. మనం బయోమెట్రిక్ సిస్టమ్స్ ఏటీఎం ఎంతవరకు ఎందుకు ఇంప్లిమెంట్ చేయలేదు? అంత ఈజీ సొల్యూషన్.
ఆల్రెడీ ఇంప్లిమెంట్ చేసిన సిటీస్ కూడా ఉన్నాయి సార్.
Biometric ATM.
If it is there, why they are
Then
coming?
what are you doing additional?
What is your
చాలా తక్కువ సిటీస్ లో ఉన్నాయి సార్. ఓవరాల్
What is your
ఇంప్లిమెంట్
ESP?
అయితే మనం ప్రతిసారి ఏటీఎం కార్డ్స్ ట్యాక్స్ చేయాలి.
Your part is understood. Where do you enter into the game? How do you enter into the game? You see, you need to make money, right? You need to really solve a problem. Where is the opportunity for you to
Do a resale or to sell to some customer. Look at from that end. See, there are two parts. One is the technical issue, right? Biometric transfer. See, even today, though the technology exists, right, the Aadhaar itself is using this system, but still it is not that prevalent or not used in multiple places. Second thing is, if it is already existing, if it is so viable, why they are not implementing? You need to understand these two aspects and where I can enter into the game. Right? And that is also you need to see from your side. Three parts you need to study and come back. Is it clear? Thank you so much.
The next presentation will be on IoT-enabled healthcare variables by Vishitharan.
Next two presentations will be on retrolytic drives and real-time embedded systems. You are having only 3 minutes for the presentation. Please speak with.
So after 3 minutes, immediately you stop them so that we can actually cover our rest of it.
Good afternoon, everyone. We are welcoming you to our project idea, Health 2.0. So, in the last 5 years, our lifestyle changed completely. Like, we people are taking care of our health concerns. And we are describing our lifestyles before COVID and after COVID. Because of the COVID effect, we changed a lot in our healthcare. So, we are having a basic idea where in this we are providing a 24/7 healthcare monitoring by the doctor. So, for example, when we fall sick, we can go to doctor frequently. Our health conditions changes frequently, but every time we can go to the doctor. So, this is a basic which helps us in such conditions.
Good afternoon, everybody. So actually, when COVID has been affected to many people, like if COVID has affected mildly also, the reason for death is fear, sir, because they are not monitored properly. They're so they're so tense that what would happen to them. So our idea is to build an application with three phases. The first phase would be watch monitoring, which already we have watches which gives us temperature, blood pressure, heart rate. These are the three main things when we go to doctor. The doctor first checks within a patient. So the second phase would be online application which will ask for your symptoms and then which will predict which diseases may occur in your body. That not like if you are suffering from cold and cough, it's not like you can be only affected with fever. There are many other diseases which you would be known lately. So that is the reason we are taking an application where it will ask for your symptoms and it will predict all the diseases which may occur in beforehand. And the third thing is like providing doctor consultancy through online. So that after the patient has submitted all his, we could resolve all his doubts through online and provide the required medication. But the main beauty of our application is remote monitoring 24/7, sir. Until the patient is completely cured, he will be under the monitoring of the doctor. And if the patient's heart rate or something goes wrong, the doctor will be notifying the patient so that he would take the required medication. So that is it. Thank you.
And this is not a completely new technology. These three technologies are already available. We are just connecting a bridge to all these technologies.
Yeah, thank you for accepting that you know that something is already existing and you are trying to do some kind of business around it. So be it a Procto or be it so many wearable devices, right from Apple Watch to the local. There is a Vizag-based startup called Shaking. I think we should connect with that. They developed the Raksha band for patients. So they are supplying to medical hospitals near NRA hospital in Sikandara and our hospital also. So when we wear this Raksha, right, immediately all the vitals of the body will actually go to the cloud and immediately inform doctor in case in the emergency. To that extent, that is developed. So you should reach out to them and see if you can help them, or you can actually build something more, or on their platform you do your services. Because building from scratch again is not feasible. You should actually jump onto the existing platform and build your service there and sell the service. Right? Look at those opportunities within Vizag in the vicinity itself. Yeah, thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you.
The next presentation is on retroelectric drive by Governor Charikiran.
Next two presentations will be on real-time embedded systems and digital electrician and OT. Please come forward.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is G.I.T.A and is Praveen Kumar. We are studying in Dr. Lakipalli Kollai College of Engineering, uh, the Department of Electrical and Electronics Engineering. Our, our idea is all about accessibility, accessible sustainability. Our project makes a sustainable transportation practically by offering the affordable electrical conversions, paving the way of wider adoption of eco-friendly driving, converting the vintage petrol vehicles into electrical vehicles. Nowadays, the electrification of the vehicles has been rapidly increasing. So the usage of the petrol and diesel vehicles will be reduced in further days. So those vehicles are make or we make all the pieces into electrical vehicles. Electrification is increased. Electrification is increased to increase the. We take this those leftover vehicles from the customers and modify them into electrical vehicles by their requirements. Our project addresses the critical issue by the preserving and solution by combines the charm of the vintage vehicles with an advancement of modern electrical technology. Imagine the breathing new life into the world without petrol and diesel vehicles, transforming it into a clean, efficient, and affordable electrical vehicles. Our mission is to take to a sustainable transportation, not only a variable option, but also an accessible and appealing choice for a wider audience.
So don't read out. You can tell something on your own actually.
So actually, we are speaking in
It's a good idea actually.
ఇప్పుడు కంప్లీట్గా మనం అన్ని ఈవీలోకి పొల్యూషన్ తగ్గించడం కోసం ఈవీ ఆ సిరియే వెహికల్స్ లేకుండా సో మనకి ఆల్రెడీ చాలా పెట్రోల్ వెహికల్స్ డీజిల్ వెహికల్స్ చాలా ఎక్సిస్టెన్స్లో ఉన్నాయి, చాలా చాలా ఎక్కువగా ఉన్నాయి. సో మేము ఆ వెహికల్స్ని తీసుకొని ఆ వెహికల్స్ని ఎలక్ట్రికల్ వెహికల్స్ ని కన్వర్ట్ చేస్తున్నాం. సో అంటే
ఎలా చేస్తారో చెప్పండి.
బిజినెస్ మోడల్ సో అక్కడ ఇంజిన్ రిప్లేస్ చేస్తూ మోటార్ అండ్ బ్యాటరీస్ పెట్టి కంట్రోలర్స్ బై యూజింగ్ మనం
కస్టమర్స్ కావాల్సిన విధంగా వాళ్ళకి ఎంత ఎఫిషియన్సీలో కావాలి అంటే ఎంత స్పీడ్ ఆర్ వాళ్ళ కాస్ట్ బడ్జెట్ బట్టి మనం బ్యాటరీస్ అండ్ మోటార్స్ వాడి వాళ్ళ బడ్జెట్ ఫ్రెండ్లీగా వాళ్ళకి సరిపోయేలాగా మనం డిజైన్ చేస్తాం. అంటే ద మోటార్ రేటింగ్స్ ఆల్ దీస్ ఆర్ డిపెండ్స్ అపాన్ ద కస్టమర్స్
No, idea is good and there is a market. Having said it, what you need to study, take the existing vehicle cost. 4 years down the line or 5 years down the line, there is a depreciation to the existing vehicle. Yes or no? Then only you are actually making retrofitting, right? The used vehicles, not the brand new vehicles. So after depreciation, your cost is adding to that.
Yes, sir.
Again, it is going back to the original cost and maintenance cost on top of it. Why, as a consumer, say I'm not eco-friendly guy, why should I buy it? You need to answer that. What is the advantage you are giving to me?
సరే ఎగ్జాంపుల్ మీద ఒక బైక్ ఉంది సార్. యాక్చువల్లీ మనకు బైక్స్ రఫ్గా వాడిన కొద్దీ దాని మైలేజ్ అండ్ డిక్రీజ్ అవుతూ ఉంటుంది. సో దానివల్ల అంటే మీకు ఒక టైంలో అది కొంచెం బడ్డెన్ అవుతుంది. మైలేజ్ మరీ 2 డిజిట్స్ సింగిల్ డిజిట్స్లోకి వచ్చేస్తుంది సార్. ఆ బైక్ మీరు ఇంకా వాడటం కావాలి, చాలా ఎక్కువ పెట్రోల్ కన్జ్యూమ్ అవుతుంది, కాస్ట్ పెరిగిపోతుంది మీకు. అది కొన్ని కిలోమీటర్స్ తిరగడానికి మీకు చాలా ఎక్కువ మనీ అవుతుంది. సో దాన్ని మీరు మా దగ్గర
ఆ ఒక్క స్లైడ్ మీరు పెట్టుకుంటే you would have selected to by this time. అది దానికోసమే we are trying to see our cost analysis sheet. You have to build it. Go back and build first. Right? The entire life cycle of the vehicle ఎలాంటిది, ఎక్కడ మీరు ఫిట్ చేయగలరు, ఎక్కడ ఫిట్ చేస్తే మాకు లాభం మీకు లాభం, అండ్ హౌ ద పర్ ప్రైస్ పర్ కిలోమీటర్ వాల్యూ ఈ పెట్రోల్ ఎంత వస్తుంది, ఆ తర్వాత వస్తుంది. యూ షుడ్ యాక్చువల్లీ బ్రింగ్ ఆల్ ద ఎకనామిక్స్.
మనం అదే అలా ఎక్కువ బడ్డెన్ అయిపోయేటప్పుడు మనం సింపుల్గా ఈ మీకు కావాల్సిన అంటే మీకు యాక్చువల్లీ మీరు ఒక రఫ్లీ పర్ డేకి ఒక 30 to 50 కిలోమీటర్స్ తిరుగుతున్నారు అనుకోండి సార్, అంటే మీ డైలీ పనులకి. సో మీ బడ్జెట్లో మీకు ఒక కొంత అంటే అంత స్పీడ్ కూడా వెళ్ళరు. సో 50 km వెళ్తారు. సో ఆ బడ్జెట్లో మీకు చాలా తక్కువ అమౌంట్కే మీకు రీప్లేస్ అయిపోతుంది. మీకు ఇంకా స్పీడ్ కావాలి, నేను కొంచెం ఎక్కువ కిలోమీటర్స్ తిరుగుతాను అంటే దానికి ఇంకొంచెం ఎక్కువ అవుతుంది. మీకు నార్మల్గా అంటే పెట్రోల్కి దీనికి కంపేర్ చేసి వస్తే మీరు అయిపోయినాక పెట్రోల్కి మనకి రఫ్లీ పర్ కిలోమీటర్ ప్రైస్ పెట్టి 2 to 3 రూపీస్ పడుతుంది సార్ యాక్చువల్లీ. అదే మనం దీన్ని కన్వర్ట్ చేయాలి ఈవీకి వచ్చేస్తే అది యాక్చువల్లీ 5 లో 1 రూపీలో పడుతుంది. మెయింటెనెన్స్ కాస్ట్ విత్ చాలా లో. ఐ మీన్ బ్యాటరీ
పార్ట్ మెయింటెనెన్స్ కాస్ట్, కొత్త యాడ్ చేయడం వల్ల వచ్చే మెయింటెనెన్స్ కాస్ట్ ప్లస్ ఇవి ఛార్జింగ్ పర్ కిలోమీటర్ ఎంత పడుతుంది. 4 years ఆఫ్ యూసేజ్, 5 years తర్వాత ఎంత, 10 years తర్వాత ఎంత, ఇట్ యాక్చువల్లీ వేరీస్. There are some companies already there in Visakhapatnam. They are trying to do this. And to build that matrix, then come back. Okay? So that way I think people will be convinced, investor would be convinced with your model.
Yeah, really appreciate. You can actually implement this practically. One of my scholars, he has converted his bike into an EV. I think it can be a success story. Okay? So only really you have to work on this metrics, cost metrics you got to work. And then meanwhile some of you can, because your team size is good, so you can also work practically on convert. Good.
In fact, one company in Visakhapatnam, they are actually working on auto rickshaws, retrofitting to the auto rickshaw. It is there in Sikkim, and also their company is in Kottavalsa, I think.
Yes, sir. We are from here.
No. You just go around and discuss it with them, so that you understand the economics part of the story. Okay.
Thank you, sir.
The next presentation is on tinkering hub by Pascal Ramtej.
కాదు ప్రాజెక్ట్ ఏంటి?
First of all, good afternoon, everybody. I hope you're having a good time. So, myself, I'm Rishabh Raju from G.I.T.A department, third year. So, today I'm here to discuss about a startup idea. But before that, I will be sharing the idea in the later half of the presentation. But now, right now, I'm going to discuss about certain project. So, the project that I'll be discussing about today is
Can you repeat it? Show us your title.
So the project that I'll be discussing about today is temperature monitoring and alert system with buzzer control. And the main objective of this project is to create a system that monitors temperature using a THT level sensor and displays it on an LCD. So what we're doing exactly is we are basically creating or putting down the temperature sensor here, and
Basically, here you can see this is the temperature sensor and the humidity monitor sensor. This is our ultrasonic sensor, and here is a buzzer. This is our basic prototype, not a perfectly prototype because we initially aim to do it wireless technology, but unfortunately we can't able to do by this time. But we continue with embedded systems. So this is our prototype. Yeah, here you can see LCD and buzzer. These are the components which we are using to complete this project, basically working of this project.
Okay, not wasting time, let's hop on the applications of the system. So, first off, this system can be employed in industrial monitoring. Like, the system can be applied in some industries where temperature monitoring is required. For example, some chemical reactions need a specific temperature to take place. So, this system can be employed so that we maintain the certain temperature in the furnace or in the outer which the chemical reactions are taking place. The next application, we go to energy efficiency. In conjunction with other systems, um, this system can be used to optimize energy usage and minimize energy loss in heating and cooling systems. Next, data logging. The temperature data could be logged over time, which could be useful for analysis and identifying trends in temperature changes, and this can be used for future purposes. So the list goes on for applications. Show the next slide. Automation, temperature monitoring system, climate control. There is a lot to it which can apply this.
okay. So like I mentioned before, the main reason why I'm discussing about this project is because we are starting at Tech Hub, which is we're naming it basically Tinkering Hub. So we have done multiple projects in this. So these are the different types of projects we have done. So what we're trying to do is we're aiming to help our juniors or our classmates, whoever it may be, to get into the electronic side, the embedded systems and IoT, and we're basically trying to help them to get into more. So this is the basic idea, the basic idea of the project.
Which college are you from?
Andhra.
So all these are varied projects. So how do you want to integrate them?
So our aim is to start a hands-on experience for electronics, teach other students. That's the goal. We start a new company.
Want to give some kind of a practical training?
Yes, ma'am. We want other people who love tinkering electronics like us.
Okay. So what is the expertise you have gained over doing this so many varied and nice projects?
We have learned a lot about electronics from the, especially like microcontrollers and other.
Actually, we learned by using microcontroller within Arduino, man. Arduino basically have two microcontrollers, man. One is for our purpose, man. Two microcontrollers. One is built by company, man, which will be some some efforts we have to don't care about, man, because we are fixing this microcontroller with our laptop, man. How it is working is it depends upon they given, man, microcontroller. So using this development boards and some development boards, we use it with the Raspberry Pi and ESP86 model. Presently they are using ESP32 model in industries and some communication protocols. We would like to integrate all this and build some wireless technology, man, which will helpful in our homes and day-to-day life. If it is scale for large, it will be helpful for in industry purpose also, ma'am.
Yeah, thank you. I suggest because you already got familiar. There is a company I told you, right? Sharing. You go to website sharing.com or sharing.in and talk to the founder of that company. His name is Pradeep. So they built a edge computing device which has all these things: Raspberry Pi connector, all that. On top of it, AI connection and cloud connection. Together, they developed their indigenous edge computing device. So if you are familiar with that, probably I think deploying your application from the futuristic point of view would be easy. And also, they are actually trying to give these kits to the Vizag students. You just go and grab them so that your innovation is going beyond this level to the next level. Okay. Yes, thank you.
IoT also, I don't see IoT here.
Ma'am, basically IoT also, but we don't have enough space here, ma'am. Actually, Adafruit IO platform and Arduino cloud platform we use it, ma'am, here. But unfortunately, we are not able to mention here due to space issue. Basically, I last year I have tried, ma'am, building some projects, ma'am. I have shown to our head of the department, sir, and Amarinder. Even ma'am sometimes knows to me, seeing that real.
They even prepare the manual.
The next presentation is on digital election and voting by Uma Maheshwar.
The next two presentations will be on Slovakia and Matthew. Please come forward.
So good afternoon to all. Good afternoon to all. Myself, I am Uma Vishnu. I am from G.I.T.A College of Engineering. So in the branch of Electrical and Electronics Engineering. So my PTA project when I digital election counting. So first of all, as we all know, every 5 years in a AP elections will be conducted. So we all know the previous year's results also. So in that time, what the consequences and the problems, what the faced by the small people and the allegations and rumors are becoming threats to the people. There are fake votes, counting mistakes, wrong results, recounting, and electronic voting machines problems are all existing in that time. So for that, I have introduced some of the features which I. So you can see that we all know voter ID consists of our personal details. So in previous years, some of them are like previous elections చూసుకుంటే మనం చాలా మంది చనిపోయిన వాళ్ళు ఓటర్ ఐడీస్ తీసుకొచ్చి వాళ్ళ యొక్క ఓటర్ ఐడీస్ సిమిలర్ గా ఉన్న వాళ్ళని చూపించి చాలా ఓట్స్ అనేది చాలా దగ్గర మనం ఓటింగ్స్ వేయడం అనేది చూసాం. సో చాలా మంది
ఓటర్ ఐడి అయిపోయిన తర్వాత కూడా వేరే వేరే ప్లేసెస్లో ఓటింగ్స్ వేయడం కూడా మనకు చూస్తాం. సో దాన్ని అవాయిడ్ చేయడానికి నేను మన ఓటర్ ఐడీస్లో క్యూఆర్ కోడ్ సిస్టమ్స్ అనేది ఇంప్లిమెంట్ చేద్దాం అనుకుంటున్నాం. సో ఇఫ్ యూ ఇంప్లిమెంట్ ద ఓటర్ ఐడి విల్ బి విజిబుల్ లైక్ దిస్. సెకండ్ ఫీచర్ ఈస్ బయోమెట్రిక్ అథెంటికేషన్ డివైసెస్. సో ప్రీవియస్ నేను ఏం చెప్పానంటే మన క్యూఆర్ కోడ్ అనేది ఎస్టాబ్లిష్ చేస్తామని చెప్పాం. సో ఇందులో స్మార్ట్ కార్డ్ రీడర్. సో క్యూఆర్ కోడ్ రీడ్ చేసుకొని మన పర్సనల్ డీటెయిల్స్ అనేది అందులో ఫిల్ అయ్యి ఉంటాయి. సో అందులో ఉన్న మన థంబ్ ఇంప్రెషన్స్ అండ్ ఐరిస్ యూజ్ చేసుకొని మన పర్సనల్ డీటెయిల్స్ తో పాటు మనల్ని రికగ్నైజ్ చేస్తుంది. సో వచ్చిన పర్సన్ అనేవాడు కరెక్ట్ గా వచ్చాడా లేదా. సో ఫేక్ పర్సన్స్ కానీ ఫేక్ కోడ్స్ పడకుండా ఇది ఏంటంటే వచ్చిన పర్సన్స్ ని రికగ్నైజ్ చేస్తుంది. మా ప్రోటోటైప్ వీడియో. సో వీడియో So this is our prototype video. This is the block diagram of our prototype video, and we have used the Unoboard, Arduino board, and LCD displays, and one breadboard and connecting wires. So in these four types of electric voting systems we have done. So first, who is the winner? ఎవరికి ఎక్కువ ఓట్స్ వస్తే ఎవరు విన్ అవుతున్నారని కౌంట్ చేసుకుని అట్ ఏ టైం మనం చెప్పే విధంగా డిజైన్ చేసుకున్నాం ఫస్ట్ వన్. ఒకవేళ ఒకే టీం రెండు టీమ్స్ కి ఒకేలా ఓటింగ్స్ వస్తే మేబీ 100 ఓట్స్ ఫర్ టీమ్ ఏ 100 ఓట్స్ ఫర్ టీమ్ బి అలా వస్తే ఏమవుతుంది. సో అలా మేము చేసుకున్నాం. సో యూ కెన్ సీ బి టీమ్ హ్యాస్ మోర్ ఓట్స్. సో బి ఈస్ ద విన్నర్. సో టైమర్ సిస్టమ్ ఇన్ ఓటింగ్. సో మీరు వీడియోలో చూసిన దాని ప్రకారం ఏంటంటే మనం ఓటింగ్స్ వేసేటప్పుడు సెవెరల్ టైమ్స్ బటన్స్ పుష్ చేయగానే సెవెరల్ ఓట్స్ అనేవి పడిపోతుంది. సో దాన్ని ఇంప్లిమెంట్ చేయడానికి మేము ఆన్ ఆర్ ఆఫ్ ది టైమర్స్ యూజ్ చేసుకొని సో ఎప్పుడైతే మనం ఓటింగ్ వేస్తామో ఆ టైంలో ఎప్పుడైతే మనం క్యూఆర్ కోడ్ స్కాన్ చేసిన తర్వాత ఈ ఆఫ్ ది టైం అనేది ఆన్ అవుతుంది. ఆన్ అయిన తర్వాత ఎప్పుడైతే మనం ఓట్ వేయగానే ఆ ఆఫ్ ది టైం అనేది ఆఫ్ అయిపోతుంది. ఈ టైంలో మనం ఎన్ని ఓట్స్ చేసుకున్నా అది ఒక ఓటు కానీ తీసుకుంటుంది. సెవెరల్ ఓట్స్ అనేవి రెడ్యూస్ అవుతాయి. సో కౌంటింగ్ అండ్ ట్రాన్స్మిటింగ్ డేటా. కింద నెలలో మాకు డిటిఐ ఎక్స్పోజ్ అయినాయి కాలేజ్. సో అక్కడ మీరు ఇచ్చిన దాని ప్రకారం నాకు వచ్చిన ఐడియా ఏంటంటే ఈ డేటా అనేది మన ఎలక్షన్ బుక్స్ లో కాకుండా డైరెక్ట్ గా ఎలక్షన్ కమిషన్ ఆఫ్ ఇండియాకి ట్రాన్స్మిట్ చేయగలిగితే సో ఎట్ ఎ టైం కౌంట్ చేస్తున్నాయి కాబట్టి వాళ్ళు ఏం చేస్తారంటే ఈ డేటా మొత్తం స్టోర్ చేసుకొని సో వాళ్ళు ఏంటంటే రిజల్ట్స్ టైం అప్పుడు ఎట్ ఎ టైం అన్ని ఏరియాస్ కి ఒకేసారి రిజల్ట్ ని అనౌన్స్ చేసే విధంగా మేము ట్రాన్స్మిటింగ్ అండ్ కౌంటింగ్ డేటాని ఇంప్లిమెంట్ చేసుకున్నాం. సో డేటాని త్రూ వైఫై మేము వాళ్ళకి ట్రాన్స్మిట్ చేస్తాం. తీసుకునేటప్పుడు కొన్ని ప్రికాషన్స్ కూడా తీసుకున్నాం. సో ఎన్క్రిప్టింగ్ అండ్ డిక్రిప్టింగ్ ద డేటా యూజింగ్ VPNs టు ద వైఫై. సో అలా కొన్ని ప్రికాషన్స్ తీసుకొని మేము ఇంప్లిమెంట్ చేస్తాం. సో ఇది కాస్టింగ్ ఫర్ బేసిక్ ప్రోటోటైప్. బేసిక్ ప్రోటోటైప్ మాకు 2200 అయింది. సో మేము ఏంటన్నా అంటే దీనికి స్మార్ట్ కార్డ్ రీడర్, బయోమెట్రిక్ అథెంటికేషన్స్, ఇంకా టైమర్ సిస్టమ్స్ ఇలాంటివన్నీ పెట్టుకోవడానికి మాకు చాలా కొంచెం కాస్ట్ అనేది మేబీ గోయింగ్ టు ద 50,000 1 lakh అలాగ అవుతుంది. సో వీఆర్ వెయిటింగ్ ఫర్ ద ఇన్వెస్టర్స్ అండ్ వీఆర్ ఇంప్లిమెంటింగ్ ద ప్రాజెక్ట్ టు ద నెక్స్ట్ స్టెప్. సో కాంపిటీషన్ అంటే మేబీ మా ప్రాజెక్ట్ కాంపిటీషన్ అనేది ఈ ఐడియా అంటే ఎవరికైనా రావచ్చు. ఆ ఐడియా ప్రకారం ఒకవేళ మాకన్నా ఎవరైనా బాగా ఇంప్లిమెంట్ చేస్తే అది అనేది ఎగ్జిస్ట్ అవుతుంది. సో మార్కెట్ అండ్ బిజినెస్. So in the previous discussion we said that we are not the competitors to the others. In the same way we are not to make commercial products. అనేది కమర్షియల్ ప్రొడక్ట్ కాదు. ఇప్పుడు ఓటింగ్ సిస్టమ్స్ అనేది తప్పుగా జరుగుతున్నాయి. ఒక దగ్గర కౌంటింగ్ మిస్టేక్స్ అవుతున్నాయి, ఒక దగ్గర కౌంటింగ్ మిస్టేక్స్ అవ్వట్లేదు. సో వాటిని రెడ్యూస్ చేయడానికి ఒక రెవల్యూషన్ గా మార్చడానికి అనేది మేము ఇది ఇంప్లిమెంట్ చేస్తాం. సో దీస్ ఆర్ ద టీమ్ మెంబర్స్ అండ్
see basically we entrepreneur is not for charity. You cannot change the system with something like this, right? Having said that, this is not for the Indian legislation change or Indian voting system or something. You should not target that as your customer, right?
అంటే సో కొన్ని ఏరియాస్ లో అనేది ఓటింగ్స్ తప్పుగా జరుగుతున్నాయని
I understand your heart. Having said that, see we as an entrepreneur we should not target that person. I think we have been giving this solution to you as well. You should target to the particular apartment complexes, right? Not just voting alone.
There are multiple services you need to attach to this and sell it to one apartment complex or one group of one gated community kind of thing, where the voting is required. That's one service. The security there, all that is good, but at the same time, some customers should actually buy your service, right? Ultimately, you need to sell
అంటే ఇప్పుడు ఈ ప్రాజెక్ట్ అనేది నచ్చితే ఒకవేళ ఎలక్షన్ కమిషన్ ఒకటే వాళ్ళకి
it is impossible because it will go to the president. Finally, it will the president has to sign. To that extent, there's so many layers. We are very smart people, and your life would be wasted for that, right? Rather, sell it in multiple places. Prove that this is what I think need for. Then the message would automatically go. You should reach out to the business people first, where apartment complexes are already building applications. And you know, Apna, right? Apna is a company which has actually implemented everything except voting system in their software. You should augment that and also add some more services and send to the multiple people. So university is there, right? Visakhapatnam seats at some place, all the professors should be able to vote for certain things. Some decisions can take place. So you need to customize for each and every requirement, not just general voting.
జనరల్ ఓటింగ్ కాదు సార్, నార్మల్గా మేము
You should devise services in such a way to make money. Then next step is
ఫస్ట్ మేము ప్రయారిటీ ఇచ్చింది ఏమి ఇచ్చాం. సో నెక్స్ట్ ప్రయారిటీ
otherwise we will not be successful at any point of time. All the time technology will be built, but you will not make money. Finally you will be frustrated, you go out of it. That's what would happen there.
ఫస్ట్ ప్రయారిటీ దానికి
I'm not demeaning your technology expertise. I'm only encouraging you to think beyond this.
Thank you.
So I have a slightly different opinion. Shoot for the stars and you will land on the moon. When you're shooting for the stars, you will land on the moon. Thank you. Go ahead.
Now I'd like to call Ulipalli Damodarrao to have presentation on Kawaki model.
Kawaki
submitted to MSN.
Next two presentation will be on MATLAB and food quality management system. Please come forward.
Is it there in this?
Yes, sir. Kawaki.
Good afternoon, everyone. Myself, G. Damodarrao, and I am from G.I.T.A Visakhapatnam College of Engineering, currently pursuing third year B.Tech ECE department. And my project is Arcade. It's not just an e-commerce website; it's a venture that creates and that brings tradition back to the new generation, bringing back old tradition to the new generation. Okay. Our venture follows three P's, that is promoting, providing, and protecting. Providing employment opportunities to the rural women and protecting old tradition and protecting goshalas and stray cows. This is the main aim. This is the main motto to our project. Yeah, if you see in India, there are so many number of cows present, but if you know, only Jersey cows are being used for milk purpose only. But Indian cows means I'll say in Telugu only. Like in our villages, only Jersey cows, అంటే Jersey cows మాత్రమే వాడుతున్నారు. దానికి ఎందుకు వాడుతున్నారు అంటే అది ఓన్లీ మనకి మిల్క్ అనేది చాలా ఎక్కువ ఇస్తుంది. ఒక రోజుకి అది దగ్గరగా ఒక 10 లీటర్స్ అయినా ఎక్కువ ఇస్తుంది. సో అదే నార్మల్ కౌ వచ్చి మనకి అంత ఇవ్వదు. సో ఇండియన్ బ్రీడ్ అనమాట అది. ఆ ఇండియన్ కౌస్ అనేవి చాలా వరకు వదిలేస్తున్నారు. ఆ కౌస్ అనేవి గోశాల వాళ్ళు తీసుకోవడం కానీ లేకపోతే రోడ్డు మీద ఉండుకోవడం కానీ జరుగుతుంది. అలా చాలా వరకు వేస్ట్ అయిపోతుంది. ఇంకొకటి కౌడంగ్ అనేది ఒక ఆవు అనేది రోజుకి మినిమం 30 kgs ప్రొడ్యూస్ చేస్తుంది. అలాగే ఇండియాలో చాలా ఆవులు ఉన్నాయి. సో దాని నుంచి మనం ఏదైనా తయారు చేయొచ్చు. ఇప్పుడు వరకు నేను చూసిన అయితే అంటే నేను స్టార్ట్ చేసిన ఒక 5 products తోనే స్టార్ట్ చేశాను. కాకపోతే ఇంకా చాలా మనం పేపర్ తయారు చేసుకోవచ్చు. మనం ఎవ్రీథింగ్ అంటే మెడిసినల్ యూజెస్ చాలా ఉన్నాయి, ఆయుర్వేదిక్ యూజెస్ చాలా ఉన్నాయి. మన పూర్వం నుంచి వస్తుంది అది. ఇఫ్ యూ సీ 1983 December 1994, that is during night Bhopal gas tragedy. మీ అందరికీ తెలిసి ఉంటుంది భోపాల్ గ్యాస్ ట్రాజడీ చాలా మంది చనిపోయారు. బట్ ఓన్లీ 2 families మాత్రం బతికాయి. ఆ 2 families కూడా ఎందుకు బతికాయి అంటే లైక్ చాలా రిజెక్ట్ చేసేది తెలిసింది ఏంటంటే వాళ్ళు ఇంట్లో ఒక అగ్నిహోత్రం అనేది చేసుకునేవారు. మనం పూర్వం నుంచి పెద్దలు చేసేదే ఇంట్లోనే ఒక పౌడర్ కేక్స్ అనేవి మెడికల్లీ అలా కాల్చడం వల్ల ఆ స్మెల్ అనేది మనం పీల్చడం వల్ల మనకి ఇమ్యూనిటీ అనేది చాలా ఇంక్రీస్ అవుతుంది. నార్మల్ గా కంపేర్ చేసుకున్నారు సరే అక్కడ మీథేన్ గ్యాస్ రిలీజ్ అయినా కూడా వాళ్ళకి ఏం కాలేదంటే దాని యొక్క యూజ్ అనేది దీని నుంచి బాగా మనకి అప్పటి నుంచి బాగా తెలిసింది. సో అంత పవర్ఫుల్ కౌడ్ అనేది అది. సో దాని నుంచి మేము తయారు చేసుకున్న ప్రొడక్ట్స్ ఒక ఇది నేను తయారు చేసిన ఈ కామర్స్ వెబ్సైట్ కౌ ఆర్కేట్. అంటే ఆర్కేట్ అంటే ఏంటంటే ఓల్డ్ ఫ్యాషన్ లో ఓల్డ్ ట్రెడిషన్. నేను ఓల్డ్ ట్రెడిషన్ ని మళ్ళీ న్యూ జనరేషన్ తీసుకొద్దామని నేను ఇది ఇనిషియేట్ చేశాను. మేము అది ఆల్రెడీ క్రియేట్ చేసాం. ఆల్రెడీ ఇప్పటి వరకు 20 ఆర్డర్స్ కూడా మేము సెల్ చేసాం విత్ ఇన్ అవర్ రీజన్ ఇన్ విశాఖపట్నం. ఈ 20 ఆర్డర్స్ కూడా లైక్ వాళ్ళకి చాలా బాగా నచ్చాయి ప్రొడక్ట్స్ కూడా. సో మీరు చూసుకుంటే ప్రొడక్ట్స్ చాలా న్యాచురల్ గా పంచదారే వాటి తయారు చేసాం. లైక్ గోమూత్ర లైక్ 5 ఇంగ్రీడియంట్స్ మేము మెయిన్లీ యూజ్ చేసాం. అవి చాలా యూస్ఫుల్ అవుతాయి హెల్త్ కూడా. సో దిస్ ఇస్ అవర్ వెబ్సైట్ పేజ్ అండ్ దట్స్ అవర్ లోగో కౌ ఆర్కేట్. దిస్ ఆర్ అవర్ ప్రొడక్ట్ పేజ్. అంటే మేము ఇంకా స్టార్ట్ చేసింది ఇవే ప్రొడక్ట్స్ స్టార్ట్ చేసాం. ఇంకా పాట్స్ కానీ ఇంకా డెకరేషన్ ఐటమ్స్ చాలా ఉంటాయి మాకు పంచకర్రీ అవుతాయి. ఇప్పుడు నార్మల్ చూసుకుంటే మా ప్రైసెస్ ఏమొచ్చి లైక్ ప్రతిదీ ఒక్కొక్క పీస్ లైక్ 2 రూపీస్ కానీ 1.5 రూపీస్ కానీ పెడుతున్నాం. సో మనకి ఎలాగో కెమికల్స్ తో వాడుతున్నారు. ఆ వాడే బదులు ఆర్గానిక్ గా వాడుకుంటే ఒకటి వీటికి సపోర్ట్ చేసినట్టుగా ఉంటుంది, ఎంప్లాయ్మెంట్ కూడా క్రియేట్ చేసినట్టుగా ఉంటుంది. నేను ఏం చేశానంటే మా ఊర్లోనే లైక్ ఎవరో అంటే డోక్రా గ్రూప్స్ కానీ సెల్ఫ్ హెల్ప్ గ్రూప్స్ కానీ ఉంటాయి. సో వాళ్ళ చేత నేను ప్రొడక్ట్స్ తయారు చేయించి నేను వాళ్ళ దగ్గర తీసుకొని వాళ్ళకి కొంత ఎంప్లాయ్మెంట్ క్రియేట్ అయ్యేలా నేను మనీ వాళ్ళకి ప్రొవైడ్ చేసి నేను ఆన్లైన్ లో సెల్ చేస్తాను. సో దీని వల్ల నాకు ఎంతో కొంత మనీ జనరేట్ అవుతుంది. అది గోశాల వాళ్ళకి కూడా నేను ఎంతో కొంత ఫండ్స్ రేస్ చేయడానికి ఉపయోగిస్తాను. సో ఇది నా ఐడియా, ఇది నా స్టార్ట్అప్. నెక్స్ట్ కాంపిటీషన్ అంటే మాకు ఆల్రెడీ అంటే ఇది నార్త్ ఇండియాలో మెయిన్ గా మన గవర్నమెంట్ చాలా ఇంట్రడ్యూస్ చేసింది. ఛత్తీస్గఢ్ స్టేట్ లో గోధుమ నవ్య వస్తుందని ఆల్రెడీ ఇనిషియేట్ చేశారు. అది ఏంటంటే కౌడంగ్ అనేది చాలా బయట కంటే చాలా కొనుక్కుంటున్నారు. బట్ మన ఇండియాలో మాత్రం అది సరిగ్గా యూజ్ చేసుకోవట్లేదు, దాన్ని క్యాష్ చేసుకోవట్లేదు. సో దానికంటూ చాలా మంది నార్త్ ఇండియాలో రిలీజ్ చేశారు కానీ బట్ సౌత్ ఇండియా నుంచి నాకు తెలిసినందుకు నేను చేసిన రీసెర్చ్ ప్రకారం అంతగా ఇవ్వలేదు. సో అది నా యూనిక్నెస్. సో దానికోసం నేను ఇంకా చేస్తున్నాను ప్రొడక్ట్స్. These are our views. Till now we have 1700 views in our website. Next. This is our net sales. Next. These are our total sales 3500 till now I sold. The net sales and shipping is 900 and gross sales are 2611. Till now 730 views. We have అంటే మాకు చాలా మంచి ఒపీనియన్ వచ్చింది దీని వల్ల. చాలా దగ్గర మేము ప్రెజెంట్ చేసినప్పుడు వరకు నేను ఇక్కడ ఏదో సెలెక్ట్ అవుతుందని రాలేదు, బట్ 10 మందికి తెలిస్తే ఇది నాకు ఇంకా ఇంప్రూవ్ అవుతుందని వచ్చాను. సో లైక్ నాది ఒక బిజినెస్ ప్లాన్ కాబట్టి 10 మందికి తెలియడం కోసం నేను వచ్చాను. సో దిస్ ఇస్ మై ఐడియా. ఇది మన ఇండియన్ గా అంటే నాటో అంటారు తెలుగులో. సో దిస్ ఇస్ అవర్ ఇండియన్ గా దాని ఒక యూజర్ సేవ్ కౌస్.
There are lots of angles to look at your business. Your product range is expanded, right? It is expanded. So far, it seems like your product range is focused on dias and
tubes and sticks like that. But still, I'm looking to logs also, sir. మనం హోటల్స్ లో చెక్కలు వేస్ట్ గా కాల్ చేస్తున్నారు ఫారెస్ట్ లో అవన్నీ. బట్ మనం ఇలా లాగ్స్ తయారు చేసుకోవచ్చు, ఇంకా బ్రిక్స్ కూడా తయారు చేసుకోవచ్చు కౌడంగ్ నుంచి. ఇంకా పేపర్ కూడా మ్యానుఫ్యాక్చర్ చేసుకోవచ్చు. రీసెంట్ గా ఒకటే స్టార్ట్ చేశారు మన ఇండియాలో, చాలా ప్రాఫిటబుల్ గా ఉంది ప్రెసెంట్ అయితే. పేపర్ మేక్ చేస్తున్నాం కౌడంగ్ నుంచి. సో అది కూడా ఇంకా మేము లుక్ చేస్తున్నాం. ప్రెసెంట్ మా ప్రొడక్ట్స్ మేము చేయగలిగే ప్రొడక్ట్స్ కాబట్టి మేము చేసాం సార్. ఎందుకంటే ప్రతి ఇంట్లోని మనం రోజు తేపు పెడతాం, ఇంకా రోజు ఒక ధూప్ స్టిక్ కానీ ఇన్సెన్స్ గా వెలిగిస్తాం. సో అది మా మార్కెటింగ్ ప్రాబ్లం. అది ఒక
converting your waste into a useful entity. Is it converting your waste into?
Yes, sir, waste.
So what is this making of this pot of your food stick? What is the source? Can you?
Yes, sir. కౌడంగ్ పిడికలు చేస్తాం కదా. పిడికలు మనం గుండె చేసి అదొకటి. నెక్స్ట్ ఇంకా పంచగవ్య అని 5 గోమూత్ర లైక్ కౌడంగ్, ఇంకా గోమూత్ర, ఇంకా నెయ్యి, పాలు, పెరుగు, ఈ 5 కలిపి ఇంకా ఇంత ఇన్సెన్స్ రావడానికి ఫ్లవర్ మనం దేవుడి దగ్గర పెట్టి వదిలేస్తాం కదా. ఆ తొక్కలు అవి ఎండిపోయాక ఎండలో పెట్టేసి సో అవి గుండె చేసుకొని సో వాటిని మిక్స్ చేసి చాలా ట్రై చేశాం మేడం అవి రావడం కోసం. స్మెల్ ఎంత బాగా వస్తే అంత కాలుతుంది కదా. సో అందుకు చాలా ట్రై చేశాక ఇది ఫిక్స్ చేశాం. ఫ్లవర్స్ అండ్ సమ్ స్మాల్ అత్తర్ విల్ బి అత్తర్ రోజ్ వాటర్ లైక్ దోస్. ఇంకా ఫస్ట్ కొమ్మలు లైక్ ఆల్ దీస్ ఆర్ న్యాచురల్ మేడం. వేపాకు లైక్ ఆల్ దిస్ వి యాడెడ్.
సో మస్కిటో రిప్లెంట్ ఇది యాక్చువల్ సో మస్కిటో రిప్లెంట్
హెల్త్ వాల్యూస్ కూడా ఉంటాయి.
ఇంకా మేము మెడిసినల్ యూజెస్ కూడా లుక్ చేస్తున్నాం.
ఇంటి ముందు
కలర్ చల్లేవారు. అది ఎందుకంటే మనకి దోమలు రాకుండా ఏమైనా ఇన్ఫెక్షన్స్ రాకుండా ఉంటాయి.
మట్టి ఎదరకుండా ఈవెన్ ఫర్ ప్లాంట్స్ లాట్స్ ఆఫ్ we have we use it for all the plants. So much we use it. Gomutra, cow dung, we use it everywhere.
In fact, we applied for MSME funding of 15 lakhs. I think you forgot to mention the flower waste in the temples and all that, right? That would be connected, made in essence, and connected to this, and together making one product. That is one portfolio. The second one is elephant poop is actually used as a best product paper paste in India and across the world. That's actually very costly paper it's used. Similarly, with this also, not just powdering alone, together with mix up so many other things, I think the paper which is going to come, that is going to be saving so many costs like that. Those statistics should come in the next presentation. Okay.
Very nice, very nice.
Now I would like to call upon Shadrach to give a presentation on maglev.
Next two presentations will be on food quality management system and firefighting robots. Please come forward.
Good evening, everyone. I am Shadrach from Bollai College of Engineering and with my team. And our project is to adopt the magnetic levitation system or the principle of magnetic levitation in industrial field. Our basic idea overview is that we want to adapt that system in our industrial fields. So the problem is, in our generation, most of the transportations in industries wise is trains or conveyors or like trucks. So what we are going to do is we adopt the magnetic levitation system to industrial fields. So we will develop a robust magnetic levitation system, and that will be like the bogies will float with the help of strong magnetic field, and that will be so automated. We don't have to manually control anything. We just control the supply we given to the system, and that system will be so automated. The design is automatic, and it will increase the efficiency by minimizing the friction. As it is floating, there will be no friction and unless air friction, and it will be eliminating the physical touch as it is floating in air, and it will reduce the carbon footprint of the industrial operations. So, next. So present there was no competition for us. Like most of the industries and government are planning or concentrating on developing it in trains. So we had zero competition right now. And coming to the market details and business plans, most of the industries are planning to automate their industries. Like I read it in an article recently. Most of the industries are looking forward to automate most of its equipment. So by introducing this, it can be achieved. This is details of working.
So like, okay, maglev is not a new concept.
No, it's not a new concept. I mean, we are adapting it to our limited industrial fields.
Yeah, but actually presently countries like Singapore, etc., so they have this maglev trains.
Yes.
So what's the innovative idea that you want to make use of
If we compare that, that was so advanced and it will go in so high speed now. So we are simplifying it to our basic needs now. Like just transporting it from limited areas with less amount of speed and less weight.
No, are you going to do research or you have some thought already that this is where I think you can invest?
So we had the theory, so we didn't do it in practical, but we had the theory about that. So we want to develop in that way, in that idea.
specified application maybe you can think of?
Sorry.
No, you need to nail down to one specific application. so
Yes.
that you will focus on that and there will some results.
Yes, sir, we are focusing on limitations, sir, right now.
Limitation is technology.
Yes, sir.
What is the application?
Application
is it
is,
for
sir,
a trains or is it for a bus or is it for car? So, or is it for the household? What is that
So
exactly?
let me give an example. If you take a mining plant, for example, there will be carts with train tracks. The mining equipment or the mined resources will be transported with carts, sir. So we want to replace that carts with our magnetic levitation bogies or containers, sir. So it will be so automated.
Mine side to the regular station. Where is that?
Transport of material.
Yes, and transport of material. So we want to implement that. For example, in power plants, the coal is transported through a truck from the storage capacity to the boiler man. So in that way, in that line, we will introduce this one.
Yeah, there are conveyor belts. So in
But
what way they can be replaced with your magnetic?
I mean, it is not that much appreciated, maybe compared with this. There will be a lot of friction and it is not automatic. And it will more efficient and automate the process and it will more efficient and due to less friction, the power consumption will be so less.
So we are not disputing on the technology side. Cost effectiveness is very important, and which specific application you want to do a research is what I think we need to find it. Okay? Then I think from there you can begin your journey. All the best.
Thank you.
Now I would like to call Honorable Jasmita for having a presentation on food quality and national nutrition management system.
Next two presentations will be on firefighting robot and EP technology.
Good afternoon, everyone. Myself, Jasmita Kandregla. I'm from Andhra University College of Engineering for Women. I'm currently studying my fourth year electrical engineering. Today, my project is and marketing plan and future scope. About the problem, in the problem we are going to discuss about the need to have a quality of food and the nutritious food. Among the nutritious food, we are mainly concerned about the fats and sugars in the food and the brief overview of the system. Quality of food. We all know that they used to have a good quality of food, and eating contaminated food can lead to many foodborne illnesses and food poisonings caused by various microorganisms. Food safety has been a major challenge in the food supply chain. About the food quality, we know that homemade food is always quality. It contains of good quality, but when we eat outside, we don't know whether it is a good quality. Mainly when we eat at restaurants, we don't know if the food is it is good or not. The meat, especially non-veg dishes, is the meat is fresh or not? The veggies they used are fresh or not? And the roadside food, the components they used are fresh or not? We don't know about it. So here we focus on and the food nutrition. Among the food nutrition, we are concerned about sensing fats and sugars in the food, which is necessary for type 2 diabetes patients, obesity patients, cardiovascular risk patients, and blood sugar spikes, etc. Sensing fat in the food is also crucial for planning proper diet and maintaining healthy calorie diets and all. Like we can also focus on fitness freaks and health freaks. This is the system overview. It consists of the various sensors associated with the Arduino Uno board and various specifications. Before explaining this, I want to concentrate on This is the objective of the system. Here we are going to deter the temperature and humidity and sensing the intensity of the light around the food and alcohol content of the food. If the food is spoiled, it will release some harmful gases like methanol and all. Here we can sense it and determine the quality of the food and fat content and determined by using near infrared sensors and glucose content is sensed by using electrochemical sensors and all. This is the block diagram. Various sensors are associated with the ordinal artery board. This is the marketing plan and the scope. Here we are targeted with not only for the domestic purpose, even for the warehouse purposes. We can say that at which right temperature the food can be stored in the warehouses and all. Like not only for the packed foods and for the cold storages and all. If one food is perished, it may affect the bunch. So we can say that at right temperature the food can be stored and all. And we can also target people with health conscious ones and obesity diabetic patients. Thank you.
First of all, your presentation is excellent.
Thank you so much,
I
sir.
think it is professionally made presentation. Did you make it or someone else?
No, sir, I made it, sir.
Very nice.
Thank you, sir.
And the second part is the making a product for household, for checking the food quality.
Not only for households, sir, we
Yeah,
can
anyway,
implement
yeah.
it.
So you are making a customizable product, right?
Yes, sir.
Checking multiple things before you eat.
Yes, sir.
Right? Is also is a promising idea. Right?
Yes, sir.
For sure, I think there is a good market for it.
Yes,
So
sir.
did you make any prototypes so far or not? Block diagram you have seen.
Not only block diagrams.
Yeah. One picture is. Is it checked? Is it kind of?
Yes, sir. It is checked. Like this is the semi-prototype. It is checked with the contamination in the food, and based on that glucose and fat sensing, for glucose sensing, we are seeing for more optimistic one. Like we have two ideas for it, which is laser-induced glucose sensing.
See, for example, if I have to do a sugar check, I need to press prick it, right? Similarly, do you need to touch it?
Yes, like the sensor needs to be turned in contact with the food.
Yes. So in that case, how frequently you need to replace that sensor is that touching element, right? That is the question because that cost is also matters a lot, right? Every day checking so many food items before I eat is a costly affair for an ordinary middle class family, right? I think you need to understand that kind.
Yes, like I'm planning to implement in such a way that now the sensor should be directly in contact, like an element, like some.
Not sensor, sorry. The whatever is a protruding system, which should actually feed some data and send it to sensor.
Yes, sir.
That is what I'm saying.
Like we can even replace it with NIR sensors, like without in contact, which we use for fat detection. NIR sensor it can be used to detect by molecules of the food, movement of the molecules. Like we can replace it with NIR sensors also, sir.
Do your research on that.
Yes, sir, definitely.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you, sir.
The next presentation is on firefighting robot by Palli Hemalata.
Next two presentations will be on e-Pi technology and physioelectrics.
Good afternoon to one and all. Myself, Jamana Rashma, and I am currently pursuing my BTech fourth year in AUCEEEE. And today I came here on behalf of my friend Hemalata. And today I would like to explain you about the firefighting robot. As you know well, fire accidents are happen rapidly. Nearly 1113 fire accidents are happened in a year. Nearly 85 people died and 100 plus students are handicapped. So in order to rescue the victims, I have to propose a model which is called firefighting model. So here the main theme is to detect a fire at an early stage at any place so that we can easily rescue the people and
villages that we have. And as you know, what the problem is that we have really on mainly humans, which is like human brigades, sprinklers, and extinction handheld that may lead to time delay and it cost of lives. It cost of lives and the environment are sometimes it's very hard and even we try hard to catch that and it visible some gases too. So what the solution is our model firefighting robot which can be detect the fire at any place at any time which reduce the human efforts and which can limit the errors and limitations of the human firefighters and it is reliable and economical and the costing is around 25,000 to 35,000 and the components required for this is Arduino UNO and temperature sensor, ultrasonic sensor, 12-volt battery, servo motor, etc. Here is the block diagram of firefighting robot. Methodology. Here the main theme is to automatically sense the fire and to extinguish it. In order to that, we have three methodologies. I mean, in methodologies, we have three types, which is design structure, hardcore description, and programming. And the whole concept is mainly operated by an Arduino UNO microcontroller. And these are the market details. Actually, as we use the fire brigade, we have the deployment of the fire brigades from the fire station, as well as they stuck with the traffic too. So, in order to limit the time delay, we have to use this. And mostly, I want to say that this will be a promising new technology which will help to rescue the people and which can detect the fire at an early stage to save them. That's all. Thank you so much.
How did you design your firefighting robot? Have you worked on it?
Yes, ma'am. Through Arduino UNO, as we see in the block diagram, I connected the DC motors to it. And
Yeah, written design if you can draw a picture on the written design of your
yes.
what is it? Can you show it?
Based on this block diagram, I tried in
So what is the threshold temperature a robot can actually withstand? Did you do that study? To what extent it can withstand that without a kind of not going to the solid to the liquid state?
no, sir. I have no idea.
That part is very critical, especially the robots which are designed for the fire, right? They actually study on the material science side, not on the technology side. Because material going inside should able to withstand the extreme temperatures, right? And also sensor should not be contaminated. And it should also do its job, right? I think that entire ecosystem we need to think about.
Thank you.
Also the specific application that you want to and
How it actually acts with the fire? Where exactly is it going to water it or is it going to bring someone else? So all these things also need to.
Sir, we can control the movement, sir, through gear motors and motor driver. I already seen in the block diagram there. And the applications are by using the G.T.A. We can control the motor too. That's it.
Yeah, idea is good, but practicality wise you need to understand.
Yes.
Suppose a fire is happening in the seventh floor or eighth floor. How does this motor go inside and do some operation using remote? So you need to see from those angles. All the best.
Thank you, sir.
Moving forward, the next presentation is on customized Wi-Fi technology by Bagam Hashmi.
Next two presentations will be on piezoelectric and self-charging EV.
One good evening to respected professors, guest of honors, and everyone present here. My name is P. Harshini and I'm from Andhra University College of Engineering. Just for a second, imagine a world where light becomes data. Yeah. In today's world, we cannot live a single day without using Wi-Fi, right? So, there is a technology, Wi-Fi technology, which says that light fidelity, which means that we can transmit data using light. So, how many of you think that this can be practically possible? How many of you have heard this term already before? Thank you, thank you. I would like to just give a brief about this Wi-Fi and the problems I face due to Wi-Fi and the solutions we can come up through the implementation of Wi-Fi technology. So coming to the brief overview of Wi-Fi. Wi-Fi is a technology where you can use light as a transmission medium to transmit data instead of the radio frequency waves. So it was already coined. This term was already coined by the Professor Harold Haas in the back in the year 2011. So coming to the problems faced by the Wi-Fi in our daily life. So we all know that Wi-Fi uses radio frequencies for the transmission of data. So there are many advantages with Wi-Fi and also few cons. Like there are health concerns like brain hemorrhage and brain cancers, and which are affecting very children. These are affecting children and also pregnancy women. This has a wide effect on the environment also, and also coming through the inefficient power consumption and inefficient power consumption and slow loading speed and non-secure wireless communications. If you see in the areas of defense sectors and banking sectors, we need data security. So in those cases, Wi-Fi is lagging behind. And also in the case of loading speeds, the problem faced by myself and my friends recently is everything is online now, including our placement exams where we have to use Wi-Fi dongles and all. So in our own campus, we are facing a problem due to the signals and the cell towers. So instead of that, if we use Wi-Fi dongles where the data can be transmitted through light, which is just about the ceiling. So this can surely solve the problem, I believe it. And also power consumption. Coming to the power consumption, we are already using some power for text and data communication.
I'm waiting for your idea. Where is your idea? What are you trying to say?
So I
Are you just selling Wi-Fi or are you trying to propose something new?
So the challenges faced by Wi-Fi is the line of sight, sir. Line of sight and the data interferences, sensitivity and all. So I want to implement Wi-Fi technology in our universities and colleges in India, especially where it is not yet implemented. And through that, I want to learn about these challenges faced by the Wi-Fi technology, and I want to research about that. And
Okay, why do you want to implement Wi-Fi? And why are they not implementing right now?
Sorry, sir.
Why are they not implementing Wi-Fi right now and why do you want to do it?
So I wanted to do it because I found it better in the indoor communications where than Wi-Fi.
Okay, why are they not doing it?
Sir, I think it is not. It is difficult to implement it, or I'm not really sure why they are not
See,
doing so.
that is the beginning, that is the starting point of this presentation. What is the
It is-
problem?
So the pure light lighters, we can change the shape of the bulb. I'm not really into.
No, that is all good. I know that you're trying to do something interesting and I know you're interested in this. But what I'm not clear is what problems are it that you're trying to address and how you quantify it. So you might want to go back to the drawing board and define the problem first. And then you can come up with a solution.
So I would like to conclude it by saying that Wi-Fi cannot replace Wi-Fi completely, but the combination of both of these technologies, where like if you can use Wi-Fi, if we can if you can use Wi-Fi, I say that we can avoid Wi-Fi because it can.
Definitely, it is a promising technology.
No doubt about it. There is a challenge at this stage. There is an existing challenge. 5 years back, it was actually going up to 1 millimeter, 2 millimeters, like that. Now slowly it is increasing.
Yes, sir.
By the time it reaches to the kind of meters away, right? So it takes some time.
So
So
it
even
is still